What is going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I would like to speak to you about the new One Piece TV show, Season 2. Man, I gotta say, I'm enjoying this season of One Piece. There is a couple of things that I will get into in a few minutes about the TV show, but as what I'm seeing right now from season 2, I'm on around episode 5 or 6, I believe so. And yeah, man, this show, its characters and the pace, how they're going with this storyline, I feel like, yeah, it is going pretty good at a good pace. Here's what I mean. There's a couple of islands before they go visit the major island, and each episode they always focus on one particular island except Little Garden. If you know which island is that, the one they visit, then you know, okay? The Straw Hats, they are traveling the Grand Line, and now where I am at, I'm going to get in a few spoilers, guys. So if you have not seen the TV show, I recommend you to go watch it right now. I'm going to talk about season 2. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the thing is, Nami, she got sick after they went to Little Garden. And so they're going to a place called the Drum Kingdom. And right there, that is where they're going to find the doctor for their crew. So, yeah, that is the main part where I am at as of right now. I have seen the anime, and I do know what is going to happen next, but they do kind of change a few things on the live action TV show. Like there's, for example, there's a couple of characters that have come out way beforehand, before like they were actually introduced later on in the One Piece manga or the anime. Like for example, Bartholomew, I think he was introduced in the Dressrosa arc, and he just came out on Lockdown. If you do not know who Bartholomew is, he's basically just like a fan of Luffy. That's all I can really just say about him. He's like a real fan of him. He looks up to him, you know. And there's these other characters as well, like Garb. He came out in the very first season, and supposedly he came out later on, I think after the Water 7 arc. Yeah. There is a couple of more characters like Tashigi, Smoker. They have come out at the right time. They were introduced in Lockdown, just like how it was in the manga, anime, and now in the live action TV show. So far, what I'm seeing from the TV show, it is good, but the action scenes, I wish they were a bit longer. This is like very difficult, you know, since they are just only doing 8 episodes per season. They have to kind of pace themselves. Like they cannot really take a long time being in one place, or maybe having a long fight. They're trying to balance as much as they can, and I feel like maybe the fights, it could be a little bit longer. Like the only great fight, the one I have enjoyed so far that I have seen, it was the one with Zoro. He was taking out like at least 100 henchmen from the Baruch works all by himself. He did that all by himself. And yeah, that was a cool scene. It took up maybe about like 17 or 18 minutes for him to actually do it. Yeah, that is a good pace. And usually like the fight between like Luffy versus Mr. 3, yeah, it really wasn't that long of a fight. And I was expecting it to be maybe a little bit longer. Maybe just like how Zoro actually got the chance to show what he's made of against these henchmen. And yeah, it is a bit difficult to balance that, because the story is just so huge for One Piece, and they gotta balance the dialogue with the fighting scenes and try to maintain people's attention and all of that. It's just all strategic how they actually plan on making these episodes. If I rank what I'm seeing as of right now from the TV show, I'll say I'll give it like a 8.5. 8.5. That's a very good rating. The only thing that I really miss is like the jokes. Like I said, it has to balance out the dialogue and also the fighting scenes, and they kind of do miss the mark, with like not having a lot of jokes. But if you have seen the anime beforehand, they always have a lot of jokes, and that's what makes you like the crew members even more, because they just crack jokes at each other and they just enjoy their company. And you kind of don't see that in this TV show, because they're just trying to pace themselves and they're just going from point A to point B as soon as possible. Like they got 54 to 55 minutes per episode, and yeah, they have a lot of story to cover, and that's the thing. They try to do as much as they can, and the pace that they're going, yeah, I feel like it's good. It's a good pace. I feel like maybe what I haven't seen the ending of episode 8. I'm guessing they probably might recruit somebody. I'm not gonna spoil the who if you have not seen it, but they are gonna recruit a doctor. Okay, they're going to recruit a doctor, and maybe they're going to end their time on Drum Kingdom on episode 8. Next season, we'll probably get at least 4 episodes of them being in Alabasta, and 4 episodes of Skypiea, because that is the next major arc that comes after Alabasta. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what they are gonna do for season 3. Season 3, like I said, they're gonna start with Alabasta, and around the midpoint, they probably might go to Skypiea. It is kind of difficult, man, as the seasons keep going, because they are getting older. These actors, they are going to get older, and in the anime and manga, the only time skip that the story of One Piece has had is just 2 years. That's about it. And like the characters, they never really age. So like they are going against with time, and they're trying to cram all these episodes as much as they can. I believe so. And yeah, before like the actors actually age even more. So I don't know like the behind the scenes how they're actually doing it, but maybe season 3, it'll be nice if we actually get it next year. But knowing how Netflix actually releases their shows now, I feel like we might actually get it on 2028 season 3. Like every 2 years probably they are gonna do it like that. I could be wrong though, but yeah, I'm guessing that's the main thing as of right now for Netflix. They took way too long, man, for freaking Stranger Things. For Stranger Things, the last season, I think they took about like maybe 4 years, 3 years. They took a very long time of actually trying to finish it on time. And now the other thing I want to speak to you about One Piece. Screen Time, the Twitter account, they mentioned the One Piece manga has officially tied with the Superman comic as the best-selling comic book series of all time, with 600 million copies sold. Superman started in 1938 and One Piece started in 1997, that same year that your boy was born. Superman's sales haven't been updated since 2016 though. That's the main thing. But that is insane. over 600 million copies have been sold for the One Piece manga. Lots of people around the world enjoyed this anime, man. This anime is just so darn awesome. I started watching the anime when I was young. I just saw a couple of episodes here and there, but the episodes that I saw, man, growing up, I enjoy them, dude, because Luffy as a character, like he was just so hilarious, and Sanji, he used to be like the the cool guy, and Nami, she was always like the person that kept them all together. Usopp, the funny guy, and Zoro is the serious one. And yeah, I always liked those characters growing up. And now, since they actually moved the episodes back in maybe in 2021 or 2022, I started watching the episodes on Netflix, and I've seen every single episode of One Piece, man. And as of right now, I'm on episode 1035, I believe. I'm in the Wano arc. Yeah, I've seen every single episode, dude, since 2021, and I've just been catching up since. Well, actually, for these past maybe 1 or 2 years, I kind of did took a break off One Piece because I didn't want to watch the episodes in Japanese. I know. I'm one of those people that actually likes watching anime in English dub. Okay? If you don't like that, then go argue with the wall, okay? If you don't like that. Yeah, I'm one of those people that enjoy watching my animes in English instead of Japanese. Lots of people do not really enjoy that. They prefer to actually watch their animes in Japanese. But no, I actually like watching it in English. And yeah. And I've been watching One Piece ever since 2021, man, or 2022. It's just been such a ride, man, with this TV show, with this manga or anime, and now the Netflix TV show. It is an awesome story if you have like never really seen or read the manga or watched the anime. Just watch the Netflix TV show. I think you'll be alright. You're not really missing much. Like I feel like they actually are getting to the main points of the story. You're not really missing like some things from they did not cover on the anime. Yeah, you are getting mostly everything, all the major points for the Netflix show. I have enjoyed watching One Piece ever since I started watching it back in 2021, man. And now seeing it in live action format, I gotta say, it is a bit strange, because I never really thought they were ever going to make it as a live action, to be honest. And now seeing it in live action with real people and them using CGI, it does look a bit wonky, but it's still fun. It's still enjoyable to watch. And the storyline, yeah, it does make sense, man. And it's just a great show, to be honest. If you have never seen an episode of One Piece, I recommend it to see it, man. That this is a show that maybe your younger brother or your younger sister, or maybe even you, maybe even your parents as well, might even enjoy it. Because since they have almost every single language on Netflix, you can watch it in any language that you want: Spanish, Portuguese, French, English, or Japanese. You can watch it in your native language, and yeah, it will still be enjoyable. The storyline is just that amazing for One Piece, to be honest. And I'm also collecting the cards, the One Piece cards. Have come out. They started coming out, I think, like maybe like 2 to 3 years ago, and yeah, I started collecting those One Piece cards. I don't really play the game, the One Piece trading card game. I just mostly collect the cards because of how cool the art looks like in the actual card. Yeah, I just mostly collecting them for the art. Maybe they could be valuable in a couple of years, and it'll be cool if they actually are worth a lot, you know? That'd be cool. Especially now that lots of people are going in and buying all those Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, and now One Piece. Lots of people, man, have been going for those cards. If you are like me, I've seen like a couple of eiichiros. Lots of people have been collecting a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards, and of course One Piece cards. Since I am a fan of One Piece, it would make sense for me to actually buy the cards, the individual cards for almost every single character that they have for the anime. Yeah, man, it's a very enjoyable TV show. I'm sure you're gonna like it, man. I still have a couple of episodes left for season 2, and let's see how they turn out. I'm sure it's gonna be great, man, because it's freaking One Piece. I feel like maybe they're gonna try to make at least up to 8 seasons. I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe 8 to 9 seasons for this show. That could be wrong, man. 8 or 9 seasons. It's a very long time, man. And we'll see how this show keeps growing and growing. Alright, guys. That is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to follow this podcast on whichever platform you are listening to it. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, make sure to follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or a neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about pop culture stuff. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.